Oh, this is on video? No, oh boy. That's not good. Who turned this thing on? See, you guys don't get it. It's Jeff Belcher. My sister came into town and she brought me real bagels. You don't get those around here. So, I guess I'll have to wait for the rest of this bagel for later. I know what you're thinking. Jeff, we're always talking about risk reduction. And dude, your belly is way too big to be pounding bagels. Moderation, guys. Moderation. Anyway, so today we are talking about risk reduction. And usually when we have talked about risk reduction before, we have talked about keeping yourself out of situations that might get you in trouble, right? But I started thinking the other day that maybe we are having unrealistic expectations. And I think that's normal for parents and adults. What we expect out of kids sometimes is a bit much. So sometimes I think we have to understand that even though we set your favorite cake in front of you and tell you, don't eat that cake, you're probably going to take a bite. So maybe what we should be talking about, along with most of the time, please don't eat the cake, is if you're going to eat the cake, just have a little bit of it. Moderation, like me and this bagel over here with all the cream cheese and stuff. So, first thing you have to remember, and this is at the key, the heart of everything we talk about, is you cannot forget to care about yourself. Because if you don't think highly of yourself, all of this is almost worthless. You have to care about yourself enough to stay out of trouble and be safe. So that is the number one step for risk reduction. Just care about yourself. Everything after that becomes a little bit easier. Not a lot, but a little bit. But what I've done for today is to come up with 5 rules. That is 5. Yeah, 5 rules. 5 things to help you through risk reduction when we take into consideration that you are a victim of peer pressure. Teenage kids, it happens. And sometimes you're not going to be able to say no. Sometimes you're going to let yourself get in those situations. So we need to figure out how to reduce your risk knowing that you're going to go into those situations from time to time. Number 1, don't be alone with anyone. Now, you go to a party and you're hanging out with that girl or that boy that you like. The easiest thing to do to keep yourself out of trouble is to not go off alone with them. As much as your body is screaming for you to do it, hang out with the rest of the party or wherever you're at, the cookout or the day at the lake. Just hang out with everybody. That one simple move right there reduces your risk by 90%. The second that you take off and you're alone with that person that you like, all kinds of things start going through your head and things can happen. Number 2, be content. Now that's kind of goes with the first one. If you're sitting at home and that person that you really like is way over there, 16 miles away, all you can think about is spending time with them. When you finally do get to spend time with them, you don't have to fit a lifetime of experiences into an hour. Be content with the fact that you're actually getting to spend some time with that person. If you feel like this isn't enough, just getting to spend time with them, then it forces you into situations again, you're going to get in trouble. So be content with the fact that you're in that situation, trouble might happen. I'm going to be happy just hanging out and chatting with this person. So, number 3, don't lose focus. So, we know that when we get into those situations and that hottie is next to us, we just lose 90% of our ability to think in a logical way. So you have to take a little bit of what's left after that 90% goes away, and force yourself to focus on the fact that you need to stay out of trouble. If you do go off alone with somebody because you're not content and you lose your focus, boom, you're in trouble. And you also do not want to put yourself in a position where somebody may be able to say something about you that didn't actually happen. So again, stay focused on the fact that you are trying to stay out of trouble. All right. Number 4, don't stack the risk. What I mean by that is the first risk was going to the party, right? Okay. So maybe that's enough. Next, you say, there's that person over there that I really like. Let me go grab a hold of her and head in the bathroom for some alone time. Now you've got 2 things that are putting you in trouble and putting you at risk. Then maybe that person that you like pulls out a joint. Are you going to take a couple hits off that joint? Or are you going to have a swig of the vodka that somebody brought? That's now 3 things. And as you go along with this, stacking the risk brings you closer and closer and closer to getting in some serious trouble. So don't stack the risk. Sometimes you just got to say, being here is good enough. Be content. And then there's an old song. Well, so old you guys probably don't know it. But it was about playing cards. And it was, know when to fold them. After all of these things, you may realize, okay, this is getting out of control. I am not having a good time reducing my risk, and this is happening over here, and this is happening over there, and I've got the really strong urge to get involved. Then know when to fold them. Get out, go, run, get away from the mess. It's time to cut your losses before anything really bad can happen and go home. You got your whole lives ahead of you. So know when to fold them. So remember, don't be a dummy or you'll end up like a mummy. Because not only talking about jail or all the other things, but putting yourself in a very risky situation could end up killing you. So guys, man, I hope you had an awesome week. And I will see you next time. See ya.